guy on the couch.
He's a tool.
But look what the culture
back.
is doing to the men. The culture is telling men, you are no good. You are no good in marriage. You are no good. Even you all are hearing serious here saying man up to men, and that's a really negative.
There used to be a time that fairy tales were true. The king and the queen and all the pills were blue. But then the pill changed, the red pill's the truth. Forget the married life, I got better things to do. Stack money, travel the world. When you're getting it like that, you can pick out a girl. When you chase your own dreams, you can become a squirrel. As many as you want, straight hair or curl. Single ready to mingle. The sky.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, we are on the road to 200K. So could you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that like button, and leave a comment and let me know exactly what you think about the video. Next, I would not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, Who is Anthony Spade? Life with Anthony Spade. The link is in the description. All right, today I'm going to be reacting to a video that I came across that I have never seen before, and it's going to actually be a MGTOW woman, a woman defending the situation why men should not get married because it does not work in their favor. And in this video, you're going to have a beta male simp combating her as to why men need to get married, and she's trying to explain to him why. All right, now before we get started, with no further ado, hit the like button first. Hit the like button right now because you haven't hit it already. Let's get started.
Apparently going on strike, boycotting marriage, among many other things.
According to a recent study, the importance of marriage has gone up for the women up to 37% and down for men to 29%. Here to explain the trend is forensic psychologist and author of the controversial book Men on Strike. Dr. Helen Smith is here this morning. Doctor, nice to see you this morning.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me on.
We were having a bit of a discussion about this last weekend.
I saw
on
that.
The show, and the argument is what? That men simply are giving up hope on marriage because they're feeling beaten down?
No, I don't think they're giving up on hope on marriage. I think what they're doing is they're looking at it, the cost reward. Men look at things in terms of cost analysis, and the penalties for marriage are so high and the rewards now are so low. First of all, there's legal costs of marriage. There are so many men now who are just saying, you know what, it's just not worth it to me. I'm going to be stuck paying the alimony. I'm going to be stuck paying for child support. And it's not just legal reasons. It's also psychological ones where men feel that basically they don't really have rights in marriage. Women hold all the cards now in reproduction and all kinds of things, and men don't. Well,
she's absolutely right. All right. Now, she is absolutely right. See, the allurement of a marriage is to trick you in through emotion. It's through the word love. But I keep trying to tell you guys, love is only you accepting the negative traits of someone that someone else is not going to accept. Now, when it comes to marriage, there's a lot of paperwork that is involved. It's almost like signing to a team. It's almost like signing a marketing promotion. Most women are getting married for the theme, for the fairy tale. All right, the theme of it. You know, everyone's trying to achieve that level of happiness. So women are trying to portray the image of happiness no matter the cost. What do I mean no matter the cost? Women will go out here and get a whole bunch of fake stuff to look good, but it'll damage their body. It's the same thing with a marriage. A woman would go out here and date a guy that she doesn't love at all and get a whole bunch of kids just so she can take photos and place them out and look like she has the perfect life. Now, with society knowing that, it still places blame on the men because let's say a man wants to up and leave her for developing these traits, then all of a sudden she take half when it was just her thing. The problem here is guys that are alpha can see through this, but the beta male, he wants the marriage more than the woman does. The woman wants it for the theme, but the beta male wants it because he thinks it makes him look better.
That's all true. I mean, I agree with that completely. But it still doesn't absolve men of the responsibility to stop complaining about how the cards are against them and man up and become men, because you don't become a man until you assume responsibility.
Tucker is so off the ball on this one. You're telling me that to become a man, I need to sacrifice the potential well-being of my life and get married? I don't think so.
what?
And I absolutely agree with that. Tucker is wrong. We have to admit, a man should not have to deal with that much pain just to be in a relationship. And guys normally don't find this out until you actually get locked into a relationship. You spend more time confusing your relationship, trying to understand her and do the things to make her happy, right? But he's saying you're supposed to put up with it just to say you're in a marriage. No, that's beta male talk.
What man would take such a raw deal? I don't consider that a man.
Well, it's not a raw deal. You derive deep satisfaction as a man by taking responsibility for other people. That's the only place you get deep satisfaction.
So,
granted, I understand where he's coming from. Men want to help women. Men want to take care of people, especially successful men. When people become successful, they want to turn around and help someone. And when a man is in a relationship, yes, he wants to take care of his wife. But it used to be a time where that was appreciated. It used to be a time where there wasn't any paperwork for marriages. It used to be a time where women understood the roles of a woman and a man understood the role of a man. That's when it worked. It stops working exactly when marriages become a business and a contract. But people want to ignore the contract and just keep it on the emotional side where it feels good.
men are supposed to take a really bad deal and sign their rights away, and you call that a good deal. Look, you would understand economic rewards. You did. Well, that's good, and maybe you have a really good wife, but a lot of men don't feel that way.
But see, Doctor, here's where I get confused. And forgive me, I just went to a wedding last night, so I'm feeling all loved up.
Euphoric.
Very, because it was beautiful. And any time that you do see a wedding, that the hope is renewed, and it does remind you of what's great about marriage. And so you act as though marriage is such a raw deal for men, but you do get companionship.
What she's talking about is she went to somebody's wedding and she started to believe in love again. No, she didn't believe in love. She believed in the theme. She looked at it like these two people are getting all the attention, and all these people showed up at this beautiful place in order to see them. She sees it from an attention point. So when she says she believes in love, she says, I believe that I could do the same thing to get attention. Women live out themes. They don't live out logical reasoning. Once again, the thing looked good when she went to the wedding. Everything looked good. Everything felt good. But what about the paperwork?
And you get love and you get a family. And I see men enjoying all of that and embracing all of that.
That's a different topic. Those are also things that you can get with a relationship. We're talking about the legal aspect of marriage. I'm talking about the political and the legal ramifications of marriage.
She's right. We're talking about the legal reasons. Most men do not want to get married for legal reasons. But on that note, a lot of relationships that are good is because they've been taught to be in a relationship. Most guys that are great husbands had a great father teaching him how to be a great husband. The same thing with a woman. A woman who has a good mom has a mom that's actually taught her how to be a wife. When it's programmed and it's trained, it works. When it's dysfunctional growing up, but you think that that's going to make you happy, that's when you face more problems. If you have not been taught how to be a husband and she has not been taught how to be a wife, it's best that you stay separated, because you're going to get together for the wrong reasons, searching for happiness, but you're going to also forget about the paperwork, the legal reasonings. That's the main thing. People want to rush in these relationships, but it's the paperwork that hurts you.
Where men aren't getting such a good deal there. And there are thousands of men across the country that I've spoken to and that will tell you differently. And the statistics are bearing that out. A lot of men, you think men need to man up, but to man up, you have to be getting something out of that relationship. What you're saying is that men are getting something just by having a woman. They're just so lucky.
Here's the thing. They're allowed. The one thing I agree with you on is men are getting away with having children without marrying the woman.
They're not getting away with it. What's happening is a lot of women, number one, don't want them. The lower level women, what's happening is 40% of the women who are breadwinners, a lot of those lower level women are making $17,000 to $23,000. Those women use the government to pay for themselves. They don't want a man. So rather...
She's right. She's right. That's exactly what's happening. She is right. They're making enough money to the point where they don't need a man. The government has became their father and became their husband. And they really don't feel the need. They're saying, why should I go out there and listen to a man and my value is higher than him? They're still living in a status situation. As long as they got the money, they don't care where it comes from. It increases their status, which says, I don't need a man. I could do this by myself. This is why a lot of girls in the hood are okay with having 4 kids by 4 different dudes, because it pays to be dysfunctional. It pays to have kids out of wedlock. It doesn't pay for you to get married because you end up paying.
than some men are just opting.
Why hasn't a man
disaster.
written this book? Why hasn't a man written this book?
Because men can't speak up. I'm here to speak up because people will actually listen to a woman. It's really unfortunate. I want the next man, and I'm hoping by this book that next man is out there.
What's
and he's
frustrating? Hold on, I want to say something
suggestion
as a
is?
man, because this always has frustrated me when I see commercials when men sort of speak up, they're acting like men, right? And all these commercials are out there where the man's like the lazy guy on the couch.
He's a tool.
But look what the
comes
culture
back-
is doing to the men. The culture is telling men, you are no good. You are no good in marriage. You are no good. Even you all are here saying man up to men, and that's a really negative message.
She's absolutely right. And the thing is, these are two beta males telling guys to man up. These are two guys that don't even have women. What it is when you see guys like this talking, trying to uplift women and place the man as the victim, it's because it's a woman around them that they like, that they're in the friend zone with. See, a lot of you guys that be defending women, it's because you're hoping that the woman you like see you doing it and it makes you look better. These are guys that are in the friend zone that don't want to say anything bad because they don't want to look bad to the woman that they like that they haven't gotten yet, but the woman that they like already has him in the friend zone. That's what you guys have to understand when you start seeing guys simp, especially simp against a woman who's telling the truth. When you start seeing guys simp in front of women, when the truth is presented, it's because he likes a woman in that area and hope that they look at him as always being the great guy. This is what happens when you hang around your mom too long, when you hang around your aunties too long, when you hang around grandma too long. When you're always surrounded by your family members, you develop this type of talk where you're always defending women and you're always making the man look bad, like he needs to level up because you're underneath their trends. But in reality, typically, you're the man that no girl wants.
To be sending to men.
But what do you think the solution is?
The solution is for us to have fair laws and things for men, and to also, these commercials, we need to look at the culture and say, you know what, quit treating men like trash. Seriously, we treat men very poorly in this society, all the way from men who don't want to go to college anymore because there are many things in college that go on. It is a female-dominated place where men are not treated in a way that is fair. It's easy to sit here and say, as high-level men and women, that things are going well for you, but I've seen many men who are average, lower, and even higher-level men who aren't having such a good time.
Yeah.
And if you read my book, you might understand a little bit more about.
The book is called Men on Strike.
She's right. These two guys right here that you see up here, these are beta males. These are the guys that have to go along with the agenda. These are blue pills. They can't speak how they are because behind the scenes, when the cameras are off, the women are going to rule beta males. You have to realize that. The moment beta males start liking women and have no control over his desires, he's underneath her spell. He's going to always place her as the victim, and men are going to always be the bad guy. But then as he gets older in life, he's going to have a deeper hate for women because he's going to realize that he's been wrong the whole time. You want to know when he's going to realize he's been wrong? When he's been trying to be perfect for a certain girl that already friend zoned him, and then he tries to come out of the friend zone and take the relationship to another level, and she's going to give him a wake-up call. That's when he's going to start understanding what this woman is saying on the couch. Most of you are not going to get that. Most men right now that are always defending women, it's because he likes a certain girl that's going to look at it. But the moment he tries to take that step of defending men, and then he tries to go and pursue a woman thinking that his niceness works and he gets rejected, that's when he starts to understand the red pill.
It is compelling, and I think you make a compelling argument.
An awful lot of people are reading your book, by the way.
We'd love to hear what you all have to say. You can find us all on Twitter. Dr. Helen Smith, thanks.
I still cannot believe I found this video where this girl is actually...
All right, and I did get this video from this guy, Midtow. Right here, y'all see his name? I got it from here, so I filmed off of there. All right, scoot back over. Okay. Moral of the story here is, guys are giving up on marriage because it's a contract, but that doesn't mean that men want to be alone. It's just that men just don't want to get married. Men still want to have sex. Men still want to have girlfriends, but they just don't want to get married. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the story. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Remember, she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. Hasta la vista.